How's everybody doing? This is Mike from Iron Horse Overland, and our video today is involving this little guy right here. This is a 140 amp alternator fusible link that is inside your in-engine relay fuse box. I put in a 240 amp high output alternator to handle all my loads going into my 12 volt system, and that involved putting in bigger cables for the battery because it needs that bigger. These are 1/0 cables, so it allows the free flow of energy from the alternator into the system. Well, don't do what I did. I was measuring the cables because they were too long in the kit I bought from Pure Power, and I did not disconnect the battery. I figured I'd be okay. I was measuring the hot lead, and I hit the hot pole on the alternator, and it blew this fuse, or this fusible link. This fusible link blows and you have nothing. This fusible link is a booger because this right here is what allows all your power into your fuse box from the alternator. So some things work, other things don't, most things don't. And this video is going to be in relation to how you change this fuse, because you can't just pull it out. There's a screw that goes in this side, a bolt that goes in this side, and one holds in the hot cable to the fuse box, one holds in the ground to the fuse box. So basically you got to take your fuse box apart, disconnect this, and then put the new one in. So that's what this video is going to be about. If you happen to like this kind of content, please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the little bell on the side. It'll let you know when I'm putting out more content, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks. All right, so like I said before, I did a lot of research on this, popping my 140 amp alternator fuse, and it doesn't look that hard. It's going to be time consuming, and it's going to be frustrating, to say the least. I'm going to give you a general idea of what to look for and what you got to do. All right, so coming up to my sweet girl, and first thing I did was take out my battery and move all the battery cables away so nothing gets in my way. And then I took out my ARB compressor because it was making it where I couldn't get to this side. Now that was fun. Well, I'm going to show you what the culprit is. So this little B-hole right here. Unlike other fuses that you can just pull out of here by hand or with these little handy dandy jobs, you cannot pull this out by hand. You cannot pull it out with pliers, hence why the glass is broken off it. I believe these are the same way. I may be wrong, but this one is 140 amp, and on your on the back of your cover, it's going to say Alt S. There's actually, you have to split this whole box in half. What I did is I took out the mounting bolts for the entire box, and there's one on the other side, so I could move it around and be able to get in there, because what you have to do, if you notice, there's little teeth cleaning things in here, and basically there's a clip here that you got to pop. You got a clip here you got to pop. There's a clip here you got to pop. There's another clip here. Then there's two more back here in the back, if you look. And what I did is I put these little teeth cleaners in there to keep the clips popped. I got that from Mammoth Runner. Thanks, brother. And then you got to come down here. Oops, sorry. Ow. You got to unclip this so this harness can move. And then right here, there's a bunch of tape. You got to take that off, and then there's going to be a zip tie in that little channel. You got to cut that. It's going to be that way on both sides. And then from here, you're going to pop these two bottom half to get apart. And then if you look here, 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 and I believe there's another place, there are more clips. Once you get this split apart, you're gonna get screwdrivers in each of those clip spots, and you're gonna push these I believe it's this one and this one out downward, sorry. And then there's going to be a screw that runs completely through the bottom of that, or a bolt, probably either a 10 on one side and an 8 on the other, or just two 10s or two 8s. This one, sorry. And once you get those two bolts out, or those two nuts, whatever you want to call it, this will slide out. But anyways, that is what we had to do so far. And while I'm in here, I'm going to clean up, because man, there's about 5 years of dirt in here. But I'll be back as soon as I get this split apart. All right, so in the earlier part of the video, I forgot to tell you about show you where certain clips were, so we're going to do that now. Everything's been put back, but you'll still get the gist of it. So we're going to come back here, and if you look back here, there's 4 clips. One here, one here, one here, and then one way back here underneath this module. And to get this module off, there's a clip right in here. Slide a screwdriver back there, push back towards the windshield, and pull up on the module. It'll come off. So pretty simple. There's 4 clips on this side, tape, and a zip tie. There's also, which I forgot to tell you about, is there's a terminal right here underneath the lid. There's a clip here and a clip here. And what you're going to do is you're going to get your screwdriver in that and push out towards the engine on both of them and pull up on the terminal. It'll pop out. There's another clip here. There's 4 more clips on this side, tape and a zip tie. And there's a zip tie right here to keep this battery cable. And I said in the earlier video that there was only one cable for the battery, hot cable. One of these there's 2. There's one of these cable go to the box. The other cable goes down to the alternator. All right. And yeah, that's it. All right. Once you get these 2 pieces away from each other, then you have to get this module out. Don't do like I did and forget this zip tie that goes through right here, because otherwise it ain't coming out. I just played with it for like 10 minutes. This zip tie. So there's 3 zip ties. And basically what you do is once you get these spread apart, and you just push the module down out from the bottom here. And then if you look, if we can show this, There's a bolt right there. There's a bolt right there, and then there's another one on the other side. That's what holds this in. So, all right, this bolt on this side is a 10 millimeter. And don't do that and drop it. Somewhere I dropped the... All right.
The washer?
Yep. And this one is a smaller one. All right. This side's a 10. And I believe this side, yep, it's going to be an 8 millimeter.
Don't drop it this time.
Trying not to. Come on. I got an idea. Hold on. Don't turn it off.
Ah, magnet.
8 millimeter.
An 8 and a 10, because, you know, God forbid you should use the same size on one fusible link.
Yes.
Crazy
so
talk.
Now you can get in here and pull this silly thing out. Come on. And that's it.
We're posted up here in Florida right now at our aunt's house, taking care of some things, visiting with her, helping do some hurricane cleanup, and then this happened.
This is the new one from Toyota. These are 35 bucks. I will find a place where it'll be cheaper. So you stick it in here, and now
you screw it back together.
Yes, screw it.
Bolt it, whatever.
Now the problem here is, oh, you.
Okay, so hard to get that thing in there, so we put the end of the bolt on a little magnetized thingamajiggy just to get it started. Made it way easier. You need to pull that tab of the thing off, babe.
And when you take it out, the battery cable is going to fall out of here. So you got to make sure and put it back. And there's another one on the other side. And same thing with this one. There is a cable that this is kind of a pain in the butt. Make sure these are tightened down. Really good. And now you got to shove all this back inside and up in here. You got to finagle this out of the box. So be patient. Don't be like me and get all nutsio. Just be patient. And when you're pushing this section out, you got to push over here, here, it's very tight, but it just slips out the bottom like.
And there's a whole bunch of spaghetti down there, so
yep.
when
So
all
you
is
gotta,
said and done, you gotta make sure you're not pinching any wires
you gotta
anywhere.
make sure that you're cognizant of all your wires. And once you get this in here, make sure it doesn't fall back out. So hold that in there, and now you got to get this. There we go. And there are clips at the top that'll keep it in place once you get it up there.
Which are actually hard to get out.
Yeah. So now that you got it this far, then you put everything, get all the wires and stuff tucked away, and then you just reverse the process. Yeah.
Things you learn.
There. That's locked in. That's locked in. And so now you want to make sure your hot is here.
Then you get to zip tie everything back together again.
And tape.
Yep.
So you want to get this back on here. You want to make sure your harness, there we go, is back where it's supposed to be.
Move your hand.
So you want to make sure that these clips go in. And
Like playing Tetris.
So once you get everything clipped down again, then you want to zip tie these areas here, tape them back up. Same thing on this side, same thing here. You just got to work around it, and then just back up, do everything all the way back. When you take this out, be careful of the hot. This goes to this fuse, which is the hot. And then your the other one is your ground, but it doesn't fall out. This one might fall out. You got to put it back in there before you put the bolt in this. Yeah, I mean, basically it. And then you just reverse your steps
and put it all back together.
It's a doable project, but you got to take your time. You have to have patience, which I'm not a real patient person, but it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be, and the way people talked online. It takes a long time. To get this out, it took all day because I had to move some other stuff. But I can tell you, it's not as bad as people make it sound. So don't be afraid to do your own stuff. I'm going to post this on YouTube, and that way you can see, and hopefully it gives more information than the other videos out there. All right, if you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe and like our video. It helps with the algorithm. If you want to, hit the bell. It'll notify you when we get new videos out. I've been slacking over the past, but that's going to stop. You're going to see a lot more videos. Anyways, I hope all's good. You take care. Bye.